Have you ever wanted a show like Top Gear, with the same themes as Top Gear, same styles of Top Gear, but instead of focused on cars, focused on trains? Well, if so, you come to the right place.
I am the stone that the builder refused. I am the visual, the inspiration that made ladies sing the blues. I'm the spark that makes your idea bright. The same spark that lights the dark so that you can know your left from your right. I am the ballad in your box, the bullet in the gun, the inner glow that lets you know to call your brother son. The story that just begun, the promise of what's to come. And I will remain a soldier till the war is won.
Hello all and welcome to the pilot of this new series called Throttle. I am your host Matt YT, and today we'll be having a look at some railway news in Roblox and also in real life. Now before I start today's show, I just want to have a little bit of an introduction. First of all, this is a news show, not a news broadcasting channel, and all opinions said on this show are not biased. I also like to point out that usually in the show there'd be two other people joining me called AD and Flying Scotsman 83. However, today they aren't available to join the show, but today you just have me. Right, so before we get into anything, let's have a look at something a little bit interesting. Now over here we have the C77 stock, which operated in London between the 70s and the 2000s. And the last time it operated was in 2014 when it had the last day and its farewell tour. Now we've kept a unit over here in the Kingsley Transport Depot, and let's see if it still works after all these years. Welcome to the test track. Now originally this used to be a game that was created by me back in 2020. It consisted of quite basic mainline, and it has a lot of steep and sharp curves. Now today we're going to be testing this C stock and to see if it's up for the track. I think it's safe to say that that was a failure, because it's clear that it was a malfunction and it's turned into a space rocket. So, in conclusion, this is a fail and we are unable to retrieve the carriage which was damaged. We'll see if we can fix that up maybe in the future, but for now, we've just got this. Now, welcome back to Full Throttle. I am still your host, Matt YT, and today, now it's time for the part of the episode where we look at the news and the updates. Now, before I start with this, I want to point out that it has been 18 years since the 7/7 attacks happened on the 7th of July 2005 in London, where three trains and a bus were involved. Now, I'm going to take a moment of silence just to think about what happened and pay your respects to those who lost their lives during that tragedy. It's time for the news and the updates. Oh, I'm getting a call. Hello? Or at least we know now where he is. And the first thing to point out for this week's news on the railway is that the government are planning on phasing out ticketing across the UK's railways to modernise it, and threatening to close major ticket offices. And I think this is a very stupid idea. I think that, things like contactless should be spread. It makes things much easier. However, removing tickets just doesn't make things any easier. It makes things harder for some people, especially younger people or even older people. So I think it's just a stupid idea, to be honest. Now, a petition has started to help stop this, and as of today, the 7th of July 2023, the government are considering on dropping this scheme. However, for now, just sign this petition that has been linked in the description of this video. Or if you can't do that, then I suggest using this email that has been listed down here, or calling this phone number. So that is, this is a stupid idea at gmail.com. I repeat, this is a stupid idea at gmail.com, and the phone number is 069-420-937. I repeat, that is 069-420-937 as the phone number. Anyway, let's swiftly move over to Roblox as we check out the updates and the progress on the Victoria line that is being created by Wheat. So let's head over. The first thing we're going to look at today is the newly modelled 1967 stock. If you didn't know anything about the 1967 stock, it basically used to be part of Victoria line. It used to operate on the Victoria line up until 2011, when it was replaced by the brand new 2009 stocks. Now, these trains looked quite similar to the 1972 stocks that you can still find on the Bakerloo line to this day. Now, as you can see, the modelling is really good. However, I just think it looks a little bit too clean, to be honest. I mean, if you compare it to real life. And also, things quite here, like the buildings, stations and stuff like that, I find it really good, but it's just like the lighting in some areas, they just look a little bit too vibrant, to be honest, especially in this photo. Look at the interior. But other than that, it's really good modelling, and I really like it. And up to date now, there's been 14 stations that have been complete, which means 2 are left to be complete as of now, and as well as a platform at Finsbury Park. Quite interesting things, and I am looking forward to it, especially the fact that there's a 1967 stock being introduced, and also the fact that it has sort of been confirmed that there will be more lines added to this network in the future. So let's move over to BR. Now, BR has been working on a new update that is version 1.2 of BR, which will include new class 350-0 in 2 new liveries, which will be the London Midland livery and the Silverlink livery. Quite interesting and quite unique, actually, since including the 350 Silverlink livery. And also a new livery for the class 142 Pacer train. Now, Fulfill has posted a video on the YouTube channel, which is actually a sound preview of the new train, the new class 350, and I think it's quite interesting. You should check it out, as it is sourced from the actual one. And from I hear, the sounds are good, but they are a little bit quieter, but they're still quite good. Swiftly moving on from that, back to some real life news. The new B23 stock DLR trains have been found on test throughout the DLR network this week especially, and maybe some more next week. These trains are set to enter service on the DLR in 2024, and I will make sure I will be there on that day. Now, if you want to see some of them yourself, they are doing some more testing next week. I'm pretty sure it was on the service to Stratford, if I can remember. But yeah, and here is some footage of them in test from Tamworth, the official. Now, I think this is a good train, but the one thing I dislike about this train is the design on the front of the train, or the look at the front. I don't really like it, but apart from that, it is a good train, and I do look forward to seeing it in service in 2024. So yeah. Anyway, and that is a wrap of today's episode of Full Throttle. This was the pilot, obviously. I'm sorry this episode wasn't really contain that much, but this was the pilot, obviously, still. And I don't have Flying or AD with me today, but I will make sure that next week they will be in here in the studio on the show. Now, with that, thank you for watching. This has been your host, Matt Stuff, and this has been Full Throttle. See you next week.